I swear, if I knew forgetting one stupid birthday would blow up my entire life, I might have set a calendar reminder. I mean, who loses their mind over a birthday anyway? I'm Freya, 29, and this is the story of how my husband completely overreacted and served me divorce papers, just because I planned a much-needed vacation during his birthday week. Marlon and I had been married for 5 years. We met through mutual friends at a house party. He was the quiet guy in the corner who kept looking at me. Back then, I thought his shyness was cute. Now I realize he was just boring from the start. Don't get me wrong, he's got his good qualities. He's reliable, has a decent job that pays the bills, and he's not bad to look at. But God, the man has no sense of adventure. His idea of excitement is trying a new takeout place or watching a documentary instead of his usual crime shows. I'm the one who brings life to our relationship. Always planning weekend activities, organizing dinner parties, keeping us socially connected. Between us, half the time I'm dragging him to these things while he complains about wanting to stay home. Like, how pathetic is that? Who wants to waste their youth sitting on a couch? For years, I've been nodding along whenever Marlon talks about having kids. Maybe next year, I'd tell him with my best hopeful smile. Truth is, I've been on birth control the entire time, without telling him. Kids? With my body? No way. But keeping that dream alive for him meant he stayed focused on our future family instead of noticing how bored I was getting. His mother, Judith, is another story entirely. That woman watches me like a hawk, always making little comments about how I keep house or questioning why we don't visit more often. Freya, dear, Marlon loves my pot roast. You should really get the recipe. To her face, I'm the perfect daughter-in-law. I love that, Judith. You're such an amazing cook. In my head, this old bat can take her pot roast and shove it. Everything changed when I got a Facebook message from my college roommate, Tasha. She was organizing a girls' trip to Cabo, 10 days of beaches, clubs, and freedom from husbands and boyfriends. The group chat exploded with plans, and suddenly I remembered what it felt like to be excited about something. Who are you texting? Marlon would ask, glancing over as I laughed at my phone. Just Tasha and the girls, I'd say, angling the screen away. I started checking his phone at night, too. Not because I was suspicious, but because I needed to make sure he wasn't complaining about me to his friends. A quick scroll through his messages while he was showering became my nightly routine. When I mentioned the trip, he got that look on his face. The one that said he was going to be difficult. That's the second week of June, right? He asked, frowning at his planner. Of course he keeps a physical planner like it's 1995. Yeah. We leave on the 12th. The rates are amazing that week. Freya, you know it's already decided, I cut him off. The girls have booked everything. It's non-refundable. That was a lie, but I needed to shut down any argument before it started. As the trip got closer, I went shopping for new swimsuits and dresses. When Marlon questioned the credit card bill, I accidentally knocked over the vintage model airplane he'd spent months building. While he was busy picking up tiny pieces, I changed the subject. Works every time. The trip was my ticket to feeling alive again, 10 days away from barring Marlon, his judgmental mother, and our repetitive life together. 10 days to remember who I was before I became someone's wife. The trip was only 3 weeks away, and honestly, it was all I could think about. Our apartment felt like it was shrinking every day, and Marlon's constant questions were driving me insane. Did you pay the electric bill? Can we talk about the credit card statement? God, give me a break. I started staying up late, scrolling through the Cabo group chat while Marlon slept. Tasha had created a detailed itinerary, beach clubs during the day, exclusive restaurants at night, and a yacht party on day 3. I'd already spent nearly $2,000 on new clothes and needed at least another grand for spending money. You've been on your phone a lot, Marlon mentioned one night over dinner. I barely looked up. Huh? Just finalizing trip details. I purposely didn't elaborate. The less he knew, the less he could question. About that, he said, putting down his fork. I checked our calendar and that week is, oh my God, I interrupted, rolling my eyes. If this is about your work thing, I already told you I can't change the dates. Everyone has booked their flights. It's not a work thing, Freya. My phone buzzed with another message from the group chat, Tosh asking if anyone wanted to extend for 2 extra days. Yes, I typed immediately, completely tuning out whatever Marlon was saying. When he reached for my phone, I snatched it away. What are you doing? I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but you're not listening because you're being controlling. This trip is happening. I've already used our joint account for the booking. When my friend Leah texted asking if the trip dates worked with Marlon's birthday, I ignored it. Why was everyone so obsessed with his birthday anyway? Turning 32 isn't exactly a milestone. That night, I finally found what Marlon had been so weirdly secretive about. His phone lit up with a calendar reminder, birthday. 35th. Dinner reservations at Giovanni's. 35th birthday. How was he turning 35? Wasn't he just 32? Had I really lost track of his age? And Giovanni's, wasn't that the fancy Italian place we went to for our anniversary 2 years ago? The one with the waiting list? For a second, I felt a twinge of something. But then I remembered how expensive my Cabo flights were and how I'd already paid for the hotel share and excursions. No way was I canceling now. He could celebrate his birthday when I got back. It's just a dinner reservation. I deleted the notification from his phone and decided not to mention it. What he didn't know wouldn't hurt him, right? A week before the trip, everything exploded. I was in our bedroom trying on the new bikini I'd bought, the white one with gold accents that cost way too much but would look amazing in photos, when Marlon appeared in the doorway. We need to talk, he said, his voice strangely flat. About what? I continued adjusting the bikini straps, not bothering to look at him. About the fact that you're leaving for Cabo on my 35th birthday. I froze for a second, then shrugged. Oh, is that the same week? I totally forgot. No, you didn't. He held up his phone. Leah texted you about it 3 weeks ago. I saw the notification on your phone. You went through my phone. I gasped immediately, flipping the situation. That's a complete invasion of privacy. That's what you're concerned about. Not the fact that you're abandoning me on my birthday for a vacation with your friends. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a birthday. We can celebrate before I leave or after I get back. It's my 35th birthday, Freya. I made reservations at Giovanni's months ago. I invited friends and family. Well, you should have told me sooner, I snapped, though I knew he probably had mentioned it multiple times. During dinner with his coworkers that night, I slipped into my perfect wife persona despite the tension between us. His boss commented on how excited he must be for his birthday celebration. Oh, he's beyond excited, I gushed, squeezing Marlon's arm. I've been planning this for months. The life flowed easily. As we drove home, I launched my preemptive attack. Your coworkers are so boring, especially that Dave guy. Does he ever shut up? Dave was being nice. Unlike my wife, who's planning to ditch me on my birthday. If you bring up this birthday thing one more time, I swear to God, I'll leave you. The divorce card. I always played it when I needed to shut down an argument. Not every moment of my life has to revolve around you. When we got home, Marlon didn't apologize like he usually did. Instead, he went straight to his office and closed the door. Fine by me. I opened another bottle of wine and resumed chatting with my Cabo group. An hour later, I got a text from Jason, my old flame, who would coincidentally be in Cabo the same week. Can't wait to see you. Our hotel is just down the beach from yours. I smiled to myself. Marlon and his stupid birthday seemed increasingly irrelevant. The day before my trip, I woke up excited. After weeks of planning and shopping, I was finally escaping to Cabo for 10 glorious days of freedom. I grabbed my phone to check my flight details, and froze. Your reservation has been cancelled. I blinked. Surely, I was misreading. I refreshed the airline app, but the message remained unchanged. My reservation, the one I'd paid nearly $800 for, was gone. Marlon. I screamed, storming into his office. What did you do to my flight? He looked up calmly. I didn't do anything to your flight. It's cancelled. Someone cancelled my reservation. After calling customer service, the representative confirmed my worst fear. The reservation was cancelled yesterday afternoon, and the refund has been processed to the original payment method. Who cancelled it? I demanded. The card holder, ma'am. We have it logged here. A call came in from the primary account holder. I threw my phone across the room. You cancelled my flight. How could you? Marlon finally turned away from his computer. I needed that money. For what? To spite me? For my father's medical procedure, the one I've mentioned several times over the past month. The one you'd know about if you ever bothered to listen to me. I vaguely remembered him talking about his dad having some health issues, but I hadn't paid much attention. You had no right. That was my trip. That was our emergency fund. The one you took without asking. My name is primary on the account. I grabbed the nearest object, a crystal paperweight he'd gotten as a work award, and hurled it at the wall. It shattered, leaving a dent in the drywall. My phone buzzed with a text from Tasha. Is everything okay? You've been removed from the group chat. Before I could respond, another text came in from Leah. We know what's going on with Marlon's birthday. This isn't cool, Freya. What did you do? I turned on Marlon. Did you contact my friends? I didn't need to. They reached out to me when they realized what was happening. They knew about my birthday plans. In fact, they helped me plan them. My phone pinged with an email notification. The subject line made my stomach drop. Marlon Gibson versus Freya Gibson. Petition for dissolution of marriage. I opened it with shaking hands. There they were. Official divorce papers. Already filed with the court. What is this? I whispered, holding up my phone when Marlon entered the kitchen. Exactly what it looks like, he said, leaning against the door frame. I filed yesterday. Because of a stupid trip? Because of your birthday? My voice rose, hysterical. You're divorcing me over that? No, Freya. I'm divorcing you because you lie constantly. Because you manipulate me. Because you disrespect me in front of others. Because you threaten divorce every time you don't get your way. He spoke without emotion. I'm divorcing you because I checked your messages and saw your plans to meet Jason and Cabot. You'll regret this, I threatened, but my voice wobbled. No, he said simply. I don't think I will. The next 24 hours were a blur. I called every friend I had, but nobody would take me in. Tasha actually hung up on me. Leah sent a long text about how disappointed she was in my behavior. Even my college roommate Amanda somehow knew what was happening and declined to help. I ended up at a cheap hotel, using the emergency credit card I'd kept hidden from Marlon. As I sat on the lumpy mattress, scrolling through missed calls and texts, reality began to sink in. Something had shifted in the universe, and suddenly, I wasn't the one in control anymore. Desperate for answers, I called Tasha one more time. Surprisingly, she answered. What is going on? I demanded. Why is everyone treating me like I'm the villain here? Are you serious right now, Freya? Do you honestly not get it? Get what? Marlon has been planning his 35th birthday celebration for months. He booked Giovanni's back in January. He invited everyone, his family, your family, all our friends. He even arranged for your parents to fly in from Chicago. My stomach dropped. My parents are coming? We're coming. They canceled their flights yesterday after Marlon called to explain the situation. She paused. He asked us to help pick a date that would work for everyone. That's why we planned the Cabo trip for that week, Freya. We were trying to create a cover so he could surprise you with a vow renewal ceremony on his birthday. The room seemed to tilt. A what? A vow renewal. For your 5th anniversary, which, by the way, was last month. Another date you apparently forgot. Our anniversary. The realization hit me like a physical blow. April 22nd had come and gone without me noticing. But why didn't anyone tell me about the birthday plans? Because it was supposed to be a surprise for you, too. He wanted to renew your vows in front of everyone who attended your original wedding. He's been saving for it since last year." Her voice cracked with anger. "And the whole time, you were planning to be in Cabo, with us, with your ex waiting nearby. Did you think we didn't know about Jason?" Marlon showed us the messages. My mother's response was no better. "Freya, you've been heading down this path for years. Your father and I have watched you push away everyone who truly cares about you. This is unbelievable," I fumed. "My husband violates my privacy, steals my money, turns my friends against me, and you're on his side. The money was joint savings, honey. And he didn't turn anyone against you. He simply showed them the truth." She paused. "We're not taking sides. We're just not enabling you anymore." My attempt to post my side of the story on social media backfired spectacularly. Within minutes, someone commented with a screenshot of my text exchanges with Jason. Another posted a video clip from our last dinner party where I could be heard mocking Marlon's recent presentation at work while he was in the kitchen. I hadn't even realized anyone was recording. As the online humiliation mounted, I finally understood the depth of what was happening. Marlon had been building his case meticulously, gathering evidence of my behavior over months, possibly years, and he'd done it so quietly that I never suspected a thing. 6 months later, I'm sitting in my tiny one-bedroom apartment in Houston, surrounded by past due bills and box wine. The divorce was finalized last week, record time, according to my court-appointed attorney. I couldn't afford a private one after what happened at work. 2 weeks after Marlon filed, I was called into my manager's office. Apparently, they'd received complaints about me bad-mouthing clients and falsifying expense reports. I'd been doing it for years with no consequences. But suddenly, everyone was paying attention. The divorce settlement was a joke. The judge took one look at Marlon's evidence, the recordings, the bank statements, the testimony from friends, and awarded him everything except my personal belongings and car. I didn't even get alimony. The marriage was only 5 years, and I'm young enough to support myself. Tell that to my credit score, which tanked after Marlon provided proof I'd been hiding purchases and lying about bills. Or to my landlord, who required 3 months' rent as a deposit due to my financial risk profile. My parents offered to let me move back to Chicago, but only if I agreed to see a therapist and take responsibility for my actions. As if I'm the one who blew up our lives over a stupid birthday. Last month, I checked on Marlon through a fake social media account. Bad decision. His profile picture? Him smiling on a hiking trail, something I always refuse to do because I hate sweating. He's lost weight, grown a short beard, and according to his updates, received another promotion. But the worst part? He's dating Leah. My former friend. The one who apparently had a crush on him for years but respected our marriage. She's been commenting hearts on all his photos. And last week, they made it Facebook official. I tried messaging Leah to confront her, but she's blocked me on everything. In fact, all my former friends have. Even Jason, the ex who was so excited to see me in Cabo, never responded to my messages after the divorce news spread. My new coworkers at the call center don't know my story. I plan to keep it that way. The pay barely covers rent and my car payment. There's nothing left for the lifestyle I used to have. No more designer clothes, fancy restaurants, or spontaneous weekends away. I had to sell most of my things just to afford the security deposit. Yesterday was Marlon's birthday. His 36th. I know because Facebook reminded me, even though I've unfollowed his profile. I spent the evening scrolling through photos of the party Leah threw him, at our favorite restaurant, with all our mutual friends looking happier than he ever did with me. Some people online have suggested I learn from this experience. That I should work on myself. As if I'm the problem. Everyone else changed the rules without telling me. For years, Marlon put up with my behavior, always forgiving, always coming back no matter what I said or did. How was I supposed to know this time would be different? If anyone deserves sympathy, it's me. I'm the one who lost everything. My husband. My friends. My job. My lifestyle. All because I wanted one vacation without having to worry about someone else's needs for once. The worst part isn't the loneliness. or the financial struggle. It's seeing Marlon thrive without me. He's living the life we were supposed to have together, just with someone else. Someone who apparently appreciates all the things about him I found boring. Tonight, I'll do what I've done every night for the past 6 months. I'll pour another glass of boxed wine, order takeout I can't afford, and scroll through social media looking at the life I no longer have access to. I'll compose angry messages I'll never send, because everyone's blocked me. I'll tell myself someday they'll all realize what they lost when they pushed me away. And I'll ignore the small voice in the back of my mind, the one that whispers the truth I refuse to acknowledge. I did this to myself. But honestly, I'd probably do it all again. Because deep down, I still don't think I did anything wrong. It was just a stupid birthday.